Women grow old, they never grow up. I'm sure you guys have seen the Phillies Karen situation. If you haven't, let's get straight off into this. Ooh, what a beautiful song. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but like 3 other people are grabbing this ball. You got this dude in like an Eagles jersey. You got the Karen here. It looks like somebody else in a black shirt. And then this guy, right? 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? He got it, so he gets to keep it. Good on him. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for the guy. Gives it to his son. Nice father and son moment. Ruined in 0.1 second.
That's mine. No, that's my ball. It's mine.
Brother, no way I would have done this right here. No way, bro. No, horrible. So let's just keep it a thou wow. First of all, the Karen, terrible person.
Gotcha, bitch.
Terrible person. Like the fact that you would go up there and try to take a ball from a child, you're an awful person. This is why I say women are children. That's the prime example right there. But the other part of that really irks me, and it makes me feel bad for the son, is that the dad really didn't do anything to protect him. Didn't do anything. Like let's watch this again and just see how scared the dad is. Doing it, like, bro, that's stuff that kids do on the playground. What are you so afraid of? But I think this speaks to a further point in what's happening in society right now. We are having a society where women are more masculine and men are starting to be a little bit more feminine. Like, did he act in any way as like a masculine dad? I'm pretty sure the son was probably pretty disappointed in his dad, which I'll show you an interview of the son and the dad talking, and you can kind of just hear in the son's voice, he's like, man, I really wish my dad would have protected me. Really wish my dad would have stood up for me. This is a great test for the dad. This is a great opportunity for the dad to stand up for his son and say, no, get away. I caught the ball. Get out of my face. Back up. Hey, I would have guarded my son, but like, look, he's like, even this clip right here, he's falling behind his son. Bro, push your son to the side, get in this lady Karen's face and tell her, hey, back up, get out of my face. Like, I need you to give me some space, but you were last to the ball. There were 2 other guys I beat out. Do you see them over here complaining? No, I don't.
How about no?
So he should have stood up for him, but I think this is kind of what's happening in society. Men feel like they can't even stand up for themselves. This is why I say masculinity is the solution. Femininity has done all sorts of bad things. It promotes promiscuity. It promotes women to want to sell their bodies online, and even though they feel empowered. But if a man says, yeah, girl, sell your chocolate starfish on OnlyFans for $4.99, I'm the bad guy? Huh? I'm a bad guy for telling you to sell your body, but another girl tells you to sell your body and it's all good? Like, come on, bro. The hypocrisy and all that. So those are the 2 big talking points I have for this. But let's get into the actual, like, you can see what she actually says here.
Took it from me.
Dude, I'm telling you, she sounds like a kid on the playground, bro.
It's mine. Me. Bye.
And everybody's clowning her. The shamelessness that these women have is truly awful. And women like this, they ruin everything. Karens ruin everything. And here's why, because it doesn't matter what you do. You could be breathing heavy. And one of these Karens is like, that bothers me. Can you shut up? Like, anytime there's something that brings joy to a man, there's a Karen right around the corner, mad as a hornet's nest. You know what I mean? It's wild. And now, this kid did get his redemption, which is cool. The son did get his redemption. The Phillies, you know, their staff, they pulled through in the clutch and they hooked him up. Which, this is awesome. You know what I mean? Like, kudos to the kid. I love this. I'm really glad, you know, that they brought him this stuff. But I'm sure deep down in this kid's heart, he wishes his dad would have just stood up for him. I'm just saying, dude, like, there's certain times as a man that you have to do things that make other people angry. Like this Karen, like you make her upset, you know, and like he even got a game bat and stuff like this. But I feel like deep down, this kid, he's like, I just want my dad to stand up for me. And then, like, what kind of message is this sending his son Oh, when you're faced with adversity or a Karen that's being crazy, just fold under the pressure and just give in to what they want. Now, luckily, this lady has gotten her full karma, and boy, I love it when a woman gets karma. But let's dig off into this, and then we'll get into a little bit more of the lore of who she is, where she worked, and yeah, that.
The internet has done it again. There is now a new development in the Phillies Karen saga. Not only has her full identity officially been uncovered, but it also...
Bro, completely doxed. They put the first, middle, and last. Brother, you're cooked. They put the full government? The full Social Security name on there? Cooked.
Also turns out that the father-son who she stole the home run ball from were not her only victim. A new video has surfaced from the same game of her going up to another man in the stands and getting in his face too. Here she is right here. She goes right down the steps, leans in, and gets right in this guy's face too. This Phillies Karen is completely unhinged. You couldn't really hear what she was saying to this guy, but I imagine it went something like this.
My big thing with people that act like this, especially Karens, is I almost know deep down she hates herself. That's why she hates everybody else. I always say this, dude. The way you treat other people is the way you feel about yourself. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. The way you treat other people is the way you feel about yourself. You don't see a lot of really unhappy people treating people nice. People that are typically very happy, they're happy with their own lives, they treat other people pleasantly. That's just what it is. But when you're an angry, upset, evil, negative person, you treat other people like that too. You show your true colors. Deep down, I know this Phillies Karen, she probably hates herself. She hates that she got to pay all her own bills. She ain't got no man. She got 15 cats, a wine addiction. You know what I mean? Her life is probably pretty in shambles, but then she's like, I feel empowered. I feel like I'm great. No, you don't. Women like this just need a little bit of pee-pee, and they probably change their whole tune.
Gotcha, bitch.
Let's get back into this.
This just shows you this is who this woman is. I hate to say this, but one of these days, if she gets in the wrong person's face, she may not like the response. And remember, this is just from one bit.
Well, because, dude, some guys think their hands are rated E for everyone. Some dudes will straight put hands on face. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even care. Like, equal rights, equal lefts. Some guys think that. Personally, I don't, but some guys do.
Baseball game. Imagine how many times she's done this at other games, and we just didn't see it. This woman has now officially become the sports version of the Coldplay couple. And it seems that everyone's just going to keep digging and digging and digging until they bury this Karen alive.
Bro, and the thing is, she's getting buried alive as we speak. It's not looking good for the Phillies Karen, bro. So apparently, the Phillies Karen is identified, and she's been fired from her job. No. I mean, I think she deserved it, though. A school administrator in a New Jersey school district, students have flooded her Facebook page with hateful messages, and she is not welcome to return to her position. Bye, Felicia. That's what happens when you steal from kids. You know, I don't feel bad for her. And, like, This is a prime example of women are children. They grow old, they never grow up. It's just wild to me that she thought she had something in her freaking mind that thought this is the right course of action to do, even though there was multiple other people that didn't do anything. They got beat to the ball. And this is why I say men can take defeat a lot better than women can. Women take everything so personally. It's because they're so emotionally wired. Men are logically wired. Women are emotionally wired. When you lose a game, women really they be getting mad. They be getting booty hurt all in their feels. Guys are like, hey man, good game. You were the better man tonight. A lot of times these women can't even concede defeat. I feel like that's why a lot of relationships fall apart though, is because a woman, there's no way, like, okay, here's the thing. There's no way, ladies, that y'all are 300-0 in all your arguments. You tell me you've never lost a single argument? For real though? For real though, my dildo, you never lost one argument? Come on, stop lying.
You're a liar!
You've lost at least one argument in your entire life. But so many women move around like they ain't never lost an argument. I'm right all the time. No, you're not. No, but it's the ego. That's just my ego talking. I don't know what song that is, but that's probably definitely not the melody.
You stupid.
That's probably definitely not the melody. Shardy like a melody. Looking at. But these women can't concede defeat because their egos are so inflated. They've been gassed up by all this, liberal, blue hair, left-leaning, propaganda where they think that you know, I need to stand up for myself. I need to be rude to other people if I don't get my way. It's like, you're acting like a child. Ain't that right, Loki? I've fallen at work and been injured. Oh, wait. I should call my lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Hey, John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. It's Levi Nichs of YouTube. Can I get some cash, please?
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
Did you know that your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, and they've recovered over $20 billion for their clients. $20 billion? That's a lot of cash. The insurance companies tried to lowball me, but Morgan & Morgan was able to take my pain and suffering and turn it into cold, hard cash. It's almost a good thing I was injured. But wait. How much is Morgan & Morgan gonna cost me? You never owe them legal fees unless they're successful. So it's completely free unless you win? Yeah. Hiring a lawyer? That sounds like really difficult. It's actually super easy. You can just go to their website, and in a couple clicks, you can find out if you have a case. And you can literally do it from your smartphone. And remember, there is only one Morgan & Morgan. Wait, but it's two names though. How is it? Give me the script. Oh, both their last names. Okay, I get it. Okay, roll it. You can start your claim today by going to forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below. So if you're injured, you can trust Morgan & Morgan. Y'all know what time it is.
Loki, would you like a piece of jerky, mate?
Free. Sit. Shake. Other hand. Wait. Free. Put your place. That's a good boy. That's a really good boy. So, you can't control what other people are going to do. This is why you only have control over the way you react. This is Stoic philosophy, okay? This dad, even though it seems like he has good intentions, maybe a pure heart, he seems like probably a really nice guy. Sometimes you gotta be the bad guy, man. Sometimes you gotta be, as a man, sometimes you gotta stand up for your family and make other people mad to protect your family. They did an interview after this entire incident, and I don't want to use this guy as an example, but it seems like we're going to have to, of why I think masculinity is the solution and why you have to stand up. And like, he could have avoided this situation by matching her energy. This is something that is a great tool. If people come at you crazy, match their energy. I can out crazy a crazy. If you're doing something to jeopardize me, my family, bro, you can bet I'm not just going to stand there and be like, you're just going to get what you want. No, bro, you got to stand up for yourself, because then people take advantage of you. But this guy's been probably socially castrated to the point where he doesn't even want to stand up for himself. And I want you to just notice how his son talks about him and how their interaction is. And it's quite sad, because I feel like there's a lot of men right now who are good men. I believe this guy's probably a really good guy. I don't think he's a bad person. But he's spineless, and he doesn't have any backbone, and he doesn't stand up for his family in a way that you would think a traditional man would.
I wasn't very happy that we had to give it to her, but we can't win.
We can't win. Imagine my son, like, dude, imagine having a son and him being like, we just can't win. We can't win. Like, no, we always win. That's a whole different mindset.
She was gonna get it anyways.
Sure.
Yeah. He wasn't going to take it, but I decided to give her the ball. I apologize to you, but it was the right thing. We just wanted her
Oh, it was the right thing? No, it wasn't. It wasn't the right thing to do.
to go away.
Yeah.
And it worked out. You got a bat.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, but you can just tell by the son's reaction. He's like, but I'd rather have a dad that stood up for me. Like, I'd much rather have, like, this is just so awful to me that this little boy thinks is like, yeah, we just can't win. We can't win. I'm gonna run it back.
I wasn't very happy that we had to give it to her, but we can't win. She was gonna get it anyways.
That's heartbreaking to think. I really hope this dad sees this and takes it as a learning moment, says, you know what, I'm not being the dad I can be. I need to stand up for my kids. I need to stand up for myself. Like, the fact that your son, who's going to be soon to be an adult and a grown boy, you know, is going to be a young man, thinks that we can't win. It's heartbreaking to me.
Sure.
Yeah. He wasn't going to take it, but I decided to
She didn't have to take it. You gave it to her.
give her the ball. I apologize to you, but It was the right thing. We just wanted her to go away.
Yeah.
And it worked out. You got a bat.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Dad, do you have any regrets giving the ball back?
Now's your time, dude, to say, yeah, I should have stood up for my family. I should have done something. Let's see if he does.
Yeah, like I said, it's, that was what we were there for. We were there to get a home run ball. So I thought I had accomplished this great thing, and putting in his glove meant a lot. And she was just so adamant and loud and yelling and persistent, and I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. There was hundreds of people, just staring. And like I said, she was very, very, very close. And I'm dad of the family, so I didn't want to do something I'd regret. And that was the choice I made, is to just hand the ball back and tell her, go away.
Oh, God. I mean, I feel bad for the guy, but this is an epidemic in itself of men just, fearing to be masculine. So many guys right now think being a man is bad. I think the thing we need in chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I think the thing we need to teach young boys is it's okay to feel like a guy. It's okay to feel like a man. Sometimes little boys have aggression. Okay. Let's channel that aggression. I feel like what we do right now in society, and then chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree with this. I feel like what we're doing right now in society is we're trying to neuter men. Trying to make them feel like their masculinity is the problem. And femininity is supposed to be the solution. I think we've tried the femininity stuff long enough. It doesn't work. It's like a pregnant woman on welfare. It doesn't work. Okay? So we need to stop doing it. I think masculinity is actually the solution. But when we look at the way society is right now with the schools, it's all female teachers. It's all sit down, shut up, listen to the lecture. Bro, when I was 8 years old, you know what I wanted? Skittles. And a lot of them. And I wanted to be outside. I wanted a roughhouse. I wanted to play football. I wanted to play basketball, play soccer, jump on the jungle gym. I wanted to do all of that. I wanted to be in the playground. I wanted to be outside sweating. The last thing I wanted to do was sit down and listen to a lecture from Mrs. Harris about freaking math. That's the last thing I wanted to do, brother. And chat, let me know. We have a lot of men that watch. Is that what you wanted to do as a guy? Sit down and listen to a lecture? I didn't even do well with lectures when I was in college. I hated school. Chat, did you guys like school? I just didn't thrive in that environment of just sit down, sit still, watch and learn. Dude, I was like more of an existentialist learner. Yes, I do know some big words.
Stupid.
Existentialist. And existentialism is a teaching philosophy. The only reason I know that's because I used to be a teacher. But it's where you learn by doing instead of just somebody telling you how to ride a bike. Like, what's an easier way to learn how to ride a bike? Somebody reading off a manual of how to ride a bike, or getting your butt on a bike and going riding it? Exactly. Get your butt on a bike and go ride it. I didn't learn how to ride a bike without training wheels until what? I said, Dad, take my training wheels off. He took them off, and then boom, I was riding my bike. Cool. That was about one of the only times my dad was actually there. You know what I mean? Other than that, he was smoking a lot of kush. My dad told me he smoked weed when I was 6 years old. He goes, son, I smoke pot. I was like, what's pot?
Stupid.
I don't even know what the pots and pans in the kitchen. What are you talking about, dude? I'm in the DARE program. Drugs are really expensive, yeah? Going back to my point, though. So many men right now are being socially neutered, where men feel bad for standing up and being masculine. This guy thought, it'd be better to just give her the ball, shut her up, run away from adversity, than stand up. This is a great test for him on the national stage. So I know y'all, I'm harping on this chick, but the problem is about these Karens is there's nothing you can do to change the Karens. In my belief, it's us as men's responsibility to help shape how men act in society. Other men police other men. Women police other women. If you go to any indigenous tribe, the women learn how to be women from what? The women. Or the boys learn how to be men from the men, and the girls learn how to be women from the women. Okay? So it's my job to help say, you know what, as men, we need to be better. You can't do anything about these Karens. They're everywhere. Wherever there's a man happy, there's a Karen around the corner pissed off. Which is what it is. But it's sad because this seems to be more of a common theme. But I will say, some of these Gen Z kids, those hands are rated E for everyone. Equal rights, equal lefts. They do not care. Which is sad. But I think there was a study that came out. See if I can't find it. Gen Z on gender equality. But I think there's a study that's out right now that talks about how Gen Z kids are like, they could care less. Fewer American boys believe in gender equality. That's crazy. So, okay, here we go. If Gen Z boys don't believe in gender equality, it's because they've never experienced gender equality growing up in a world in which masculinity is called toxic and they're made to feel like creeps just for existing. Oh, that's a really good one. College admissions openly discriminate against them. They have to walk on eggshells because any comment taken out of context can get them fired from their job or expelled from school. All of their childhood heroes have been turned into incompetent buffoons who take backseat to strong female characters. All of their role models have been subverted or deconstructed for problematic tropes to the point that they no longer are recognizable. Their behavior growing up was pathologized by their teachers who didn't see it as normal boy behavior and treated them like defective girls, and they were put on behavior-altering drugs. That's another one I hate. I hate seeing young boys put on ADHD medicine, ADD medication. A lot of kids don't want to sit down and just learn. Boys are scatterbrained. Give them another way to learn. There's an AI school out right now. I don't know what it is. I can't remember the name of it. And I don't know if I'm really behind this because I haven't done enough research. But there's an AI school that says, okay, let's say a young boy really likes baseball. He loves baseball. Since we're on the Phillies Karen situation, this, great segue here. He loves baseball. So what it does is it takes all of the subject matter and correlates it to baseball. It puts the delivery in a baseball format. You want to talk about physics? It's about the physics of the ball, the swing of the bat. You want to talk about math? It's about how many baseballs and how many bats. You want to talk about math and English? You want to talk about how to write out a player's profile? It's all related to baseball, but it correlates to all the subjects, which I think that's good. And it also gives kids one-on-one, uninterrupted instruction. That's the problem, dude. I was in the public school sector, and you're teaching to the common denominator. You're teaching to like the middle of the room. You're not teaching to the really smart kids. It's kind of hard to teach to the kids that are intellectually deficient. You're really teaching to the kids that are right kind of down the middle. So the kids that are really smart, they're not getting pushed, and the kids that aren't really smart are getting pushed almost too much. So you're teaching to the middle of the room. As a young boy, I just didn't get a lot out of public school. It wasn't really for me. I hated most of the subjects. I didn't really want to learn about anything unless it was music or PE. Like I always got an A in PE.
Wow, Levi's flying colors with
PE, yeah, because it's not hard because I loved it. Let's get back into some of these things. Having the audacity to ask a woman out on a date while being less than perfect to get you mocked on social media or worse, very true. If they become victims of domestic violence, they can't seek help because they'll be laughed at, told it's their fault, or told they deserve it. They have no hope of ever starting their own families because they're still expected to be breadwinners despite all of the obstacles put in front of them since birth. They're met with hostility and mockery and shouted down if they complain about any of their problems. Fear the monster you created because they will show you as much sympathy as you have showed them, which is none. I don't really, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to me that we are openly discriminating against young boys and men, and nobody sees a problem with it. Just turning a blind eye to it. That's whatever. Boys will be boys, right? Boys will do what they have to do. You know? In teaching, there's a quote, I can't remember what it was, but also for you, and in chat, let me know what you guys think. When you were in school, who were most of your teachers? Were they male or female? Were they men or women? You know, like, I almost biggity bet you most of you guys were taught by women. I would almost say that's the case. Let's see here. It is sometimes suggested that toxic masculinity is the result of boys learning dysfunctional behaviors from their culture, but the reality today is that the culture that many boys experience is predominantly female. Almost half of the boys are raised by single mothers and have female school teachers. When dad-deprived boys go off the rails, we should not blame the influence of masculinity, but the lack of influence of masculinity. Shibanaya should have bought a Honda, put it on a t-shirt. Masculinity's not the problem. It's the solution.
Flawless victory.
So many boys are demonized for it. You got a young boy who maybe is a little more rough around the edges, put him in boxing classes. You got a kid who likes to roughhouse, put him in wrestling. Got a kid who likes to run, put him in track. Figure out a way to harness the energy they have as a young boy and turn it into something positive. It's your job as a parent to be the architect of your child, and sometimes the engineer. Have you noticed in some rich cultures that there's non-negotiables when it comes to the things that you do? Rich people, they all play tennis, right? They all play golf. That's no coincidence. It's implemented systematically. They do that on purpose. They're like, no. You're not going to go play basketball. You're going to play golf. No. You're not going to go, be on the football team. You're not going to go play this. You're going to play tennis. No. You're not going to the local gym. You're going to the country club. You guys notice that? Isn't that different? It's a lot different, right? Maybe they play pickleball, tennis, golf. Those are the sports they play. You don't see them playing basketball. You don't see this stuff. They play chess. It's engineered that way. They do that because they know that if they do that, they're going to end up a certain way. You get your kids around that. Like, bro, I'm give you guys a social experiment. If you're in a city or a town that has a country club area where they have houses that are around a country club, just go drive around. Cass and I did that the other day, and I was blown away. Fairway Oaks, beautiful neighborhood, amazing. I live in the hood. I bought a really cheap house. I keep my expenses low. I'm in my building years, right? I can't afford $1 million home. Your boy's not there yet, okay? He's not there yet. I'm in the building years of my life until I hit about 40 when I hit more of a financial stride and I have some savings. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working on it, chat. I'm working on it. Give me a break here. Go drive through the country club in your area. But when Cass and I were driving through, I noticed clean streets, big open roadways, nice big sidewalks. And what did I see? Women, children walking around, walking their dogs, waving at me. I don't see that on my side of town. I see people barely making it. Walking from here to there to go to the DG, to go to Dollar General, the yellow Walmart, just to get some basic groceries. You don't see like the upper echelon of society in the area I live. You see the upper echelon of society in Fairway Oaks, though. You sure do see it. Nice golf country club. It's crazy. All the yards are manicured well. We were up early, so we drove out there. You see the landscapers out there. Women and children walking around the neighborhood. The houses are so beautiful, massive, nice, insane architecture, statues out front. I have like plastic bottles in my front yard. Did I put them there? No, it wasn't me. Just people driving down. There's a Coke in your yard. Here you go. here's a Ozarka water bottle. Here you go. That just happens on my side of town. But over there, dude, I saw no trash. Hell, it even smelled nice. And then we drive through the neighborhood, right? We get up to where the country club is. And I'm just looking out and I'm like, because Cass used to be a nurse and she goes, oh, that guy's a doctor. I was like, wow, like just casually. And then you know what I see? Golf carts going through the road, going through the streets. I was like, you're in a nice neighborhood when you see people driving golf carts, bro. You know you're in a nice neighborhood. I was like, don't see those over by me. I see people in hoopties. Cars barely holding on, got that spare tire and it's even flat. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's differences, right? And so us as men, we got to realize if we want to act a certain way, it starts with us. We have to architecturally engineer this stuff. You have to be the architect of your children. This guy's been the architect of his son, and his son literally said, we can't win. He's been programmed that way. At school, at home. It's sad. We can't win. I want boys to know that they can win. I want you guys to know that you can win. And the way you feel isn't the problem. Now, if you're a bad person, that's a completely different story. You want to hurt people, you're bad. That's not even in the same conversation. You're a bad person. If you have malice in your heart and you want to see other people hurt, and it's not in a competitive setting, like if you're a football player, it's probably good that you got a little bit of an edge and you want people to hurt. You're in the business of hitting people like a freight train. That's what it is. It's different. But if you're a corporate bro, a software engineer, you work concrete, maybe you take that aggression out there. But it's our job as men, especially when we're raising young boys, to let them know they can win. And you guys can win. What's wrong with winning? Everybody wants to do it. Are we just supposed to give up? Like, I guess I just can't win. That sucks. But this is a problem right now in society, dude, is that men feel like they can't win. They feel like they can't be themselves. That's why I tell men there's 3 ways right now, if you want to unbuck your life, there's 3 ways you can do it. Number 1, listen to As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Incredible ebook. It's for free on Spotify. Number 2, go to the gym at least 3 days a week. Upper body, lower body. I don't really care what you do. Terry Crews has a great quote about this. He goes, the hardest part about going to the gym is just going to the gym. Just get your butt to the gym. And number 3, try to eat a whole food diet. Eat whole foods, fruits, veggies, meat. If you want to go hardcore, go carnivore diet. I wouldn't do it unless you consult a physician, because some of y'all be needing some other things y'all don't be eating. Drink a lot of water, man. Take some creatine. That right there, transform your life. But a lot of people won't do it. Ain't that right, Lokes? But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We're going to start doing a little bit longer episodes, and we're just going to do 1 a day, maybe for the next week or 2, just to see how you guys like it. It seems like I dropped 1 a day a couple days ago, and they did well. So we'll see how this goes. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's good to have you guys out, man. Until next time. Peace.